Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake of robertoblake.com helping you create something awesome today. So today we're going to talk about who should become a freelance graphic designer. Not how, but who. If you're somebody who is very comfortable with the idea of engaging with people, interacting, you like the idea and the challenge of selling yourself, you want to do those type of things in addition to doing your design work, and you're not afraid of being able to talk to clients and even disagree with them from time to time, then you probably have the mentality to become a freelance designer. If you're someone instead who feels that they are a little more introverted or they classify themselves as shy, you like to avoid confrontation whenever possible, you find yourself describing yourself as a passive person, you may not be someone who's geared toward being a freelance designer. If you're someone who does not want to go beyond the design work and would prefer to handle more of the production, work and grind in Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign, and does not necessarily want to be part of the overall process or take responsibility for the art direction, if you would rather be a pair of hands, for lack of a better phrase, then you should probably be more of an in-house designer or work for a company or an employer or an agency rather than be a freelance graphic designer. Now, that is not to in any way belittle or demean people who work for agencies or work as in-house designers or creative professionals. I was one of those people for a very long time, and there were a lot of my career highlights that still go back to that. And I empathize with people in those situations, and I feel that as long as you're happy where you're working, as long as you feel fulfilled in the type of work that you're doing and it suits your personality, that's perfectly fine. The issue is that in those situations, it'll be very hard to change your job role or to move to a new position or to raise the ceiling on your salary and your earning potential. As a freelancer, you give up some of that conventionality, that structure, and that stability in favor of the potential of making as much money as you want, doing it on your own terms, filtering your clients, and being able to decide who you're going to work for and under what conditions. As an in-house designer, you might have to work on a project that isn't ethically aligned with your values. You might have to do something for a campaign that you don't personally agree with. You may not even agree with the business practices of your employer, and if you're not in a position to walk away to another job, there's not very much you can do about that. You might be doing work that you are not proud of and don't feel a sense of ownership for. As a freelancer, you can actually have the alternative of doing work that you're proud of, doing work that is meaningful to you, as long as you're willing to do that at the expense sometimes of making as much money as possible and taking on less clients. Freelancing is something that is a lot easier to get into if you're a student or you're in college. If you're in college right now and you're watching this video, you should be freelancing in addition to doing your college courses. You shouldn't be waiting for permission to go out there and become a practitioner and get experience under your belt in the real world. You should actually be freelancing right now throughout all 4 years of college, and even if that means doing some work for free. And I know that people are going to whine about spec work. I'll cover that in a whole nother video. There's a right way and a less than right way to do free work to gain experience. That means that by the time you're in debt with your degree, if you're doing that you won't have to worry about your ability to pay back that money or to make a living, because you will have taken my advice on that and not whined about working for free up front. But I will say that freelancing has risk associated with it. So if you're not someone who's comfortable with taking those risks, then you might need to find a much more stable situation. You can make freelancing stable and sustainable if you have a business mindset and if you're reading the right books, taking advice from practitioners in the field who have done it successfully, and reverse engineering that success and modeling yourself appropriately. But it's not something that everybody can or should do, and you really need to be self-aware and look at what your circumstances are, what you can afford, and whether this fits your lifestyle or not, or if it's something that you really want to do in your heart, or if it's something that you are just trying to do because you think it's cool to be able to quote-unquote be your own boss, but you may not be ready for it. So you really need to think about those things, and you need to make the best decision that you can for yourself and for what your situation is. If you still have questions as to whether or not you are the type of person who could or should be a freelancer, leave those in the comment section. If you want more videos about freelancing specifically, also leave those in the comment section, and I will try and do those videos for you in the future. Like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome content on the channel. As always, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, create something awesome today.